Your Excellency, the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Hajah Lif Anis Maksuma MAG, the Honorable. Sorry, sir. Sorry for the trouble, sir. I will repeat once again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The Excellency, the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Hajah Lif Anis Maksuma MAG, the respectable Mr. Juan Soto, the lecturer of Hostess Community and College, HCC in New York, the honorable lecturers of Ali Songo Islamic State University who attend this meeting this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to be thankful today to our only Polaris, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, because of His mercies and blessings, we can attend this meeting without any obstacles and troubles. It is beautiful mind and melodic words that enlighten our path to be a better person. Salawat and salam to our Savior Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the one who has guided us from the darkness era to the brightness era. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Minka Faiza Banati, the mistress of ceremony today. I will guide you to this agenda. Guest lecturer, International Class Program of English Education Department, Wali Songo Islamic State University. I will guide you to this agenda today. The first agenda is opening. The second agenda is giving speech by the Dean of the Faculty and Teacher, the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education. The third agenda is lecturing session. The fourth agenda is closing. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's open our agenda today by reciting Basmalah together. The second agenda is giving speech by the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Hajah Lif Anis Maksuma MAG, to Dr. Hajah Lif Anis Maksuma MAG. Time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahilladzi hadana li hadza wa ma kunna linahtadiya laula an hadanallah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh la nabiyya ba'dah. The Honorable Mr. Juan Soto, MAD, from Hostess Community College, New York, Vice Dean at Faculty of Education and Teacher Training, Wali Songo State Islamic University, your Chairman and Secretary of English Education Department, Bu Sayyida and Bu Nuna, dear Coordinator of International Class Program, Faculty of Education and Teacher Training, Bu Tarwiyah and team, all lecturers, and my beloved student of English Education Department. First of all, let us say praise to Hadirah Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who give this lesson of favor to us until this day for the health, the opportunities, and the happiness we feel today. And without this mercy, it is impossible for us to enjoy it. Secondly, salawat as well as greeting to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has been fighting from Islam and guiding us on the path of Allah Almighty. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started, I would like to express my appreciation to Mr. Juan Soto, who generously helped us make this agenda come true. To Mr. Juan Soto, welcome to our virtual class. Welcome to Indonesia. Welcome to Wali Songo Islamic State University. It's very nice to meet you, even it is only in virtual room. And I hope everything will get better soon, so we can meet directly in Indonesia and or in your country one day. I said earlier that this is a special moment. It is because having a class with a guest lecturer from out of Indonesia is considerably rare in our university. This program is one of the agenda from international class program in our Faculty of Education and Teacher Training. So most of our students are teacher candidates. This international class program, we also called it IGP. It's been around for 2 semesters. One of the program is inviting the guest lecturers to teach the student. This is our big honor to have you here, Mr. Juan Soto, as one of them. We hope our students can learn many things from you, and you can catch our students to be technologically literate to support their preparedness to be teachers in 21st century. Thank you, Mr. Juan, for accepting our invitation. We hope it becomes our good start in having an international collaborating event. It is expected that we can develop our cooperation in some other domains, such as research, publications, and etc. In this occasion, I would like to thank IGP International Class Program of English Education Department, Bu Tarwiyah, Padafik, and team as the host for the special events. Ladies and gentlemen, in this very great opportunity, let us open this event by reading Basmalah together.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Enjoy your teaching to our lovely students. For all the participants, thanks to and congratulations on joining this agenda. Hopefully this will be useful. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh. Thank you for your enlightened speech, ma'am. We are continuing to our next agenda. There is lecturing session. And in this session will be moderated by Mr. David Rizal. So, Mr. David Rizal, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Now we have a guest lecturer, from the United States. His name is Juan Soto-Fronto. This time, he's the adjunct lecturer, in the United States, and I'll invite Mr. Juan, to present the topic. Now our topic today is Animoto, Twitter, TikTok. This one is quite interesting, for all of us. Mr. Juan, are you there? Hello, Mr. Juan.
Yes, I am. I was just muted. I'm quietly listening. Quietly listening. Thank you.
Now, time is yours, Mr. Juan, and you can introduce yourself to all of our students here. Okay. we have a pleasure to invite you to present your topic today. Come on.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Rizal. I want to, before I get started, I want to thank our omnipresence God for the opportunity to be with you and among you. I want to thank Ani Sundesilla, a former student and a colleague of mine in Athens, Ohio, while we were pursuing our master's degree in applied linguistics. That was my first master's degree. Again, I want to thank her for putting me in contact with Dr. Taruya and Mr. Rizal in order to concrete this plan of being here tonight, or today, I would say, since it is the morning in Indonesia. As I just mentioned, my name is Juan. You can compare that pronunciation with house or home. So it's Juan Soto-Fronto, and I have a master's degree in applied linguistics and another one in a master's in education. And this one has to do with technology and in language learning and teaching. My email accounts are listed right there. And I have a personal one, which is juansotof@gmail.com, and also my institutional email account at Ostos Community College, which is jsotofranco@ostos.kini.edu. And I would like to start by saying that an educator sees a teaching opportunity in everything. I repeat, an educator sees a teaching opportunity in everything. If any of you agrees with me, just open your microphone and say yes. Let me hear that.
Yes.
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 Yes. Absolutely agree.
Perfect. So let's continue then. In my presentation, we have three particular apps that we're going to use tonight, and we're going to learn about them. Number one is Animoto, then we're going to go into Twitter, which is very popular, and then TikTok, which I'm pretty sure it is also very popular in Indonesia, and Mr. Rizal has already mentioned it too. Well, Animoto was established in 2006. Just to give you a little bit of a background, it uses photos, music, also video clips to put them together and then create a customized slideshow, just the same one you have been seeing for years through PowerPoint presentations, just like this one I'm just showing to you. But it gets animated in such a way that it becomes kind of a video, but it is actually a slideshow. You put stuff together, and in the end, you come up with a video. There is a free version and a paid version. The free version allows you to create these videos for 30 seconds, and you can continue with a new one for 30 more seconds. But the idea is that within these 30 seconds, you have to actually think. So that's why we say that part of the pedagogical approach and advantage that this tool has is that it promotes that critical thinking skills. So you have to think and plan quite well what you're going to put on those slides or those pictures or the music you select in those 30 seconds. It also promotes decision making. The fact that you pick and choose the music and pick and choose the pictures or the video, and the way you design everything around it has to do with decision making. And of course, while students are doing this, they will be able to improve their digital skills, something very needed in the 21st century. So we actually notice that that part is important. It also enhanced the 4 basic skills, such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing, in the sense that even though it is 30 seconds of a presentation, of a slideshow, of a video, the participant, in this case, the student, would be able to do a mini presentation which enhances the student's presentation skills. When I say this is because after the student prepares that video and he's ready to show it in class, he would go ahead and do the following. He would just go ahead and do his mini presentation. He would just tell the audience, in this case, his professor and his colleagues, his peers, his students, his classmates, he would tell them how he went about creating this video, why he decided to do this, how he did it, and so on and so forth. So at this point in time, the speaker is practicing his presentation skills, but it is also doing the speaking part. Then the audience is practicing their listening. When the student puts together, he has to do a little bit of research because he has to read, but also he has to write. There are some phrases that he may need to put onto those pictures. We call them captions or subtitles. So even though they are minimum, there's a minimum use of words. I think it's 40 to 50 characters. Still, it is one way to practice. And we wanted to start with Animoto, which is 30-second long video, because it's one way to start small. So we start small and we expand to something larger, something bigger. This is a good way to break the ice. Normally when we have a class that is kind of a little bit timid or shy and they don't want to participate, well, this tool allows the presenter to remove that pressure from their shoulders and put them onto the video. So everybody's now paying attention to the video, but not so much on the presenter, since the video presentation is an important component of the presentation. Then at the end of the presentation, or at the when they finish playing the video, then they go ahead and stay for a few minutes for questions and answers. So again, they're practicing their listening and speaking skills as they do this part. Well, Animoto, it is a free account. As you can see the logo right here, you can find it on animoto.com, and all you need to, in order to create an account, is an email, and either you do it with your fresh email account, or you want to do it by signing up with your Facebook account or your Gmail account. That's up to you. In this case, I created mine using my Gmail account, and then once you have that, you can log in by saying log in with Google, clicking there, or you can go ahead and then use your email and then type in your password. This is the first thing you would find. Pardon me. Once you get logged in, you would have to manage your account. And by saying this, you would have to either choose a plan if you actually want to pay for the plan. I don't recommend it because I don't have too much money to pay for applications. So we're going to use the free version. In this case, you can edit your profile, and by doing that, you're going to put in your basic information, your email address, the producer of the videos, and you choose the time zone. But also you can change billing, settings, and referrals, etc. From that particular page, you can go ahead and click create, or you can click on the chevron and down arrow right here to display this drop-down menu. You can either go to my videos, or you can click create, and that way you can get started. Once you click create, the next step is to choose the video creator. There are two types. One is Animoto Memories, the other one is Animoto 3. In this case, I have decided to go with Animoto Memories to create a video for the class to enjoy and just to walk you through the process of getting this done. From the menu, you would just choose the video style you want. And in this case, if you also click on this chevron or drop down arrow, you would see that they have video styles recommended for education, for business, and different options. In this case, we just chose the education one, but you can also browse by classroom, and you can get more control, holidays, etc. In this case, I chose, as I just said, the video style that has to do with education, and I selected this one that's called Earth. Once you have selected the video style you want to go ahead and pick the pictures or videos you want to add. Animoto has an extensive library with photos and videos you can pick up from, but notice that you can also upload the pictures from Facebook, Dropbox, Lightroom, Flickr, or you can just insert your own videos or pictures. That's something you can do. In this case, I decided to go with the pictures, the photos they have on their library. So once you open the style, the type of pictures you want, in this case, I wanted to choose the album announcement, and you can click the picture you want. If you want to do multiple selection, you can press down and keep the control key, hold it down, and then click on the different pictures you want to include, and then add those items button to continue. Once you do that, you'll get a timeline for the pictures. So you can see the 3 pictures I selected are listed right here on this timeline. From there, the next step would be to add a caption or a subtitle. In order to do that, you select the picture, you click on it, and then on this this dented wheel, you click it and it gives you the option to type up your caption. In this case, I decided to just type the word congratulations. So that's from the picture selection and the addition of the caption. Then you have the T for title in this or text. In this case, you want to add a title to your video. I decided to honor my former colleague Anis Sundasiya, so I decided to label this video Anis's graduation, and then a subtitle called congratulatory video, and then I would click save. Once I'm done with that, the next step would be to select the music I want. And in order to do that, you can perfectly go ahead and filter the music you want. In this case, since it is a celebratory video, I wanted to filter, and I checked on the box on the left-hand side for celebration, and then it brought me hundreds of songs which I could pre-listen. So I preview I could listen to the song, and then I decide which one I want. Once I have selected the video for the song for my video, I can go ahead and move on to the next step. The next step would be to choose one or more items. Items because they could be pictures, they could be videos. You can select that item to be on the spotlight. That means that is the picture that's going to be like the bumper of your video, and it's also going to sit at the end of it. So you choose that picture by clicking on spotlight, and then when you are ready, notice that we have just gone through some simple steps like adding a picture, adding the title, adding putting that picture on the spotlight, and choosing a song. Again, the student is interacting with the application, and while the student is doing this, is thinking, is making a cognizant decision of what he or she wants to include in the video and the reason why. So here's the critical thinking skills in development, but at the same time, he has to type, he has to write. So the writing skill is also in effect right here. Once you have done all these steps, the next step would be to preview the video. And at this point in time, I would like to have you look at the right-hand side where it says generating preview, and it says that it's going to take about 15 seconds. I would like to say that at this point in time, Animoto is lying to you, because among all the videos I have produced, I have never seen the preview take longer than 10 seconds. So I think they do it in order to cure themselves to be on the safe side, and just in case the internet connection is kind of slow, then they would just go ahead and move up to 15 seconds. Anyways, once you have that finished, then there comes a form where you have to fill out with some details, like the producer's name, a little description, which is optional, but I always like to have that in there to help me remind me what this is about. So it says this video is to congratulate Anis for her graduation. And then again, as I have that, I click finish, and then it starts displaying this bar, the progress bar, indicating that the video has been finalized. Again, I can click the play button again in order to watch my video. If I am happy with it, I can go ahead and live with it. If I'm not happy, then this is the moment to click edit video. And by clicking the edit video button, you can go ahead and continue editing your video. That is, you may change one picture, you may rearrange the pictures, because in the end, those pictures you noticed earlier, they can be rearranged. The first one could be at the last place, the one in the middle could be the first one, and so on and so forth. But once again, the video has been created, and after that, you can go ahead and download the video to your personal computer. And once you do that, you have the actual video in your possession, and you can play it offline. So you don't have to depend on an internet connection in order to display this video. But you can also share the video with others. And if you decided to download, you would get this message that says, download successful, and then you are ready to use it offline. If you click the share button, then it displays this series of options for you to share this video with other people, including Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. You can also copy the link or share the link via email or embed it on a website. And there are more options, which I didn't list over there, but there are many other options. Still, once you have done your video and you decide to go back and edit it, you can do it. But notice that if you do more editing before you produce that new video, new version, the previous changes, the previous video will be lost and will be replaced by the new one. I would like to share a movie that I created. This one is called Sky. It's a very short one. Hopefully my screen will continue to share. Please, Professor Rizal, tell me if you guys can see this, my screen.
Okay, I think you can. No, we can't see the movie. I think you can share again. Yeah. Because what you share is only the PowerPoint.
Okay,
Just
I'll do that.
open the movie and then share again. And forget to share the sound as well.
Absolutely. And yes, here we go. Thank you for your assistance. So here's the video, and I'm going to make this a large screen. I'll play it. Nothing spectacular, 15 seconds of production, something very simple, right? No need to stress out. Then I would like to share another tutorial, which is a little bit more relevant to us. And in order to do that, let me just go back and share my PowerPoint presentation to click on that link. And here's another one. This one is entitled How to Stay Safe During the Pandemic. And I'm just going to click play. All right, so there is another video we shared, and which is again very short. It's nothing fancy, and we can do that by using the same information we had from the library, from Animoto library. We're approaching to the end of this particular presentation, Animoto. So I would like to say, terima kasih. Comments? Questions?
Okay, questions. I think you may write the questions, yeah, in the chat box, or you can raise your hand, yeah, and then I'll give you the opportunity to give questions. Okay, come on. Anyone want to give questions?
Thank you, Mr. Rizal.
Come on.
If they don't have any questions, they may also have comments, and comments are also welcome.
Mr. Juan,
Yes.
in terms of Animoto, is it only the web based? Yeah, there's no application. I mean, a kind of software for us to use Animoto in our PC.
You can use Animoto on your PC or your laptop, whether it is a Mac or PC. And again, it doesn't require a lot of technology except for internet connection. And that would work from there. I particularly have not used Animoto on my cell phone or tablet, but I'm pretty sure as long as you have an internet connection, you should be able to create your videos using the application. The Animoto homepage.
And if we want to have videos, yeah, in Animoto, for example, I want to teach English, yeah, using Animoto. Is it possible as well? And I share to all of my students.
Do you mean to teach using Animoto?
Yes.
Okay, remember these are only 30-second videos, unless you decide to go for the full version, which is paid, and then this allows you more time for the videos. But again, what you're doing here is creating some sort of motivation to spark a topic discussion, and to bring up a prompt for a writing assignment, to bring the students to the moment where they can practice their digital skills, where they can even work as a group. They can not only work individually, but they can be paired or in groups of 3 So that way, there is also communication. There's also the opportunity to interact and practice their listening and speaking skills.
Okay, thank you. Now questions from
Thank you.
students, please. You may raise questions. Come on.
Can I question?
Yeah.
Can I question?
Yeah.
Please go
yeah.
ahead, Dr. Terry.
Putar, yeah.
Hello?
We listen to you. Go ahead. please.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Students are usually questioning but contextual implementation of a certain medium of learning. Yeah. In this case, is video. So, do you have an example of video which has been used in your class, especially in the FL class, so that it can be sample for my students?
I don't have one right now with me. This computer is a brand new one, and the videos I had, I don't have access to them right now, even though their students kind of keep them. And yeah, that's an interesting question, Dr. Taruya. But we have something to do here tonight that might help us work on the idea of creating a collection of videos from students, from participants, and just to keep that in mind, to keep some sort of reservoir or some collection of videos created by the students. But to be honest, I don't have one to share except for the ones I have created for myself to give an example to the students so they can create their own. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Now there is a question from Moh Imron Arosid. Yeah, you raise your hand. I think you can. Moh Imron
Go ahead.
Arosid, come
Yes,
on.
sir. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for giving me a question. So I will ask about how do a student influenced by the Animoto, like we are as a students, we gonna make some Z's in ourselves by creating that video, like how do we learning. So how do we can influence people by the Animoto? Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. How you can influence students by Animoto? Well, remember that a lot of learners are visual learners. So by watching videos, and we can see this through our social network. A lot of students kind of like things that move around, right? So videos is one way to catch their attention and get them. Once you catch their attention, chances are that they're going to be engaged in what your topic is. And based on that, you can do wonders in terms of creating a prompt for them to write, or creating a video where they have to speak, or they can record their own audio. It's not only uploading the audio they find in the Animoto library, they can also upload their own audio and probably narrate their story with the pictures they upload to the video. So there's a great potential for students to get engaged and participate by using Animoto. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next question, please. Anyone of you want to raise questions? Come on. Or probably from our from the lecturers, yeah, the lecturers of the English department. Come on.
If they don't
Students?
have any questions by now, that's fine.
I
I don't know
think
how
you can continue.
I don't know how we're doing.
The next topic, I think. Juan.
Yes, that's what I thought, Mr. Rizal. So if they have any questions, if they pop up later, they can write them down and they can either email them to me or go ahead and send them to you. I'll share them with me. Of course, after we have finished with this questions, oh, there's a hand raised, Mr. Rizal.
Yeah.
Shall
From
we answer that question?
Tarya or who?
From me,
Oh
sir.
yeah, come on.
I'm
you
from
can
Malang.
Malang. Okay, come on. You can first question.
So comparing to any other platform, how would you recommend Animoto to them? Thank you very much.
That's a very good question, and I appreciate you asked. Compared to other platforms and video platforms, I would say that Animoto is at a very low stake, meaning that it doesn't require much. It doesn't demand too much from the student, and they can start low. So they start by creating something very simple, like the sky video I just showed you. By seeing that video, you notice that there were just simple words. Do you see the K in sky? Oh, something like that. It could be a simple phrase, 2 or 3 phrases, 2 or 3 pictures, something very simple, something very low stake, so that it doesn't put too much pressure on students from the very beginning. Now, the other platforms are a little bit more intimidating because now they offer you more time, they offer you more resources in terms of more production demanding. They demand more production from you, and I'm talking about probably using TikTok or probably using YouTube, where you would have to come up with a bigger content, a more demanding content for your viewers. So again, to make the story short, I think that Animoto is at a low stake end. The video production is very simple, very easy to use, and it allows students to get engaged without having that pressure on them, but definitely on the video itself.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Well, that said, then after comments and questions have been asked, the next step would be, assignment. Okay, so in this case, I'm asking you all to create an Animoto account. You can visit animoto.com and create a video by adding the photos, the music, and the text directly from Animoto. And then after you complete all those steps, finalize your video, and then you would share that link to the Google form that I have shared with Professor Rizal. So Professor Rizal, if you would be so kind to share that link on the chat so everybody can click on it, and later, it doesn't have to be today, it doesn't have to be now, but later, at least they will have access to that link. They can copy it and paste it, or so that later on they can create. By the way, you can share this PowerPoint presentation with them so they can go through the different steps in order to create their own videos. Okay. So that said, we move on to the next application, which is Twitter. And I forgot to say this earlier, but Selamat Datang. Did I say it right? I hope.
That's right.
All right, so let's move on. And again, our motto is an educator sees a teaching opportunity in everything. Again, we saw Animoto, well, we saw a teaching opportunity. Now we see Twitter, and from Twitter, we can also see some opportunity for teaching. Again, Twitter was also established in 2006. It's a very popular social network. You can get a free account where you can tweet and retweet. You can share text, videos, pictures, GIFs. There is a text limit, which was actually expanded back in 2017 to 240 characters. It was half of that before 2017, but they decided to do this to give users the opportunity to use more text and express themselves more openly. They use hashtags represented by the pound sound, by the pound symbol. As you can see, if we create a hashtag for this class, for this workshop, we would call it hashtag UIMELT, English language teaching. And you can find people by using the username and using the @ symbol. In this case, you can find me by looking at Juan Soto. What are the pedagogical uses that we can take out of Twitter? Well, again, it improves digital skills. You can quickly assess knowledge because it allows you to poll your students. So there is a poll feature within within Twitter that allows you to quickly take an assessment of your students, whether it is their knowledge or you want them to quickly respond to a poll, whether saying yes or no or true or false. So you can quiz them very quickly by using a Twitter poll. They can enrich their listening and speaking skills because they can speak, they can record audio or videos and tweet them out. They can also develop their reading and writing skills since they can read other people's tweets and they can also write their own. It stimulates the critical thinking skills again because you have to think critically which words you're going to use, how many characters you still have available, and so on and so forth. And you can also stimulate. Can you all see me and hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes, we can see.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry. For a moment, it's like my screen froze, and I thought I was not with you anymore. All right. So that said, that is Twitter. And again, you can sign up for a free account and then start tweeting for free. You can sign in using different accounts, whether you can use Google, you can sign in using Facebook, and so on. You can sign in using your email account or your user name. In this case, I'm giving my name as an example, at Juan Soto, and then type in your password. Okay. Twitter uses hashtags and usernames. And as you can see on this one, you can also follow someone. Somebody can follow you. Again, look at the @ symbol to refer to the username. There's another username right here, and here's the hashtag. So everybody who is related to this hashtag will be able to read what this is promoting. Again, if you want to follow this, you would just click on follow. This blue check mark indicates that this is an account that has been verified, so it's not something fake. You can decide who can reply, and in this case, you would have this option, and you can allow everybody to reply to your post, but you can also select the people that will reply, like only those that you follow. And then that is one way. The other way is where we can test our students with a quick quiz using the poll feature. And here you can see I'm asking, for instance, which tool do you will you more likely use in class? And then I have my first choice, Animoto, second choice is Twitter, and the third one is TikTok. So by doing this, I am creating a survey, I'm creating a poll where I can have my students on a particular hashtag to answer this question. So nobody else will come in. We can decide to make this kind of private or public by just making the selection on who can reply to this. I think that was very short presentation. Again, I say terima kasih. Twitter, I think I should have asked at the very beginning how many of you have a Twitter account, because it seems to be so intuitive, so easy to use, so so simple that I said, well, let's not spend too much time on this. Let's give a chance to ask questions or create some comments.
Okay, any questions? You can raise your hand or write your questions in the chat box, or you can ask question directly here. Come on. Any questions? You can.
If they still have any pending questions from Animoto and they wrote it down, they can ask it now too.
Come on, the questions from students, please. I think you just feel free to raise questions to Mr. Juan. Yeah. Come on.
Don't be afraid. I won't bite.
Sorry, not not question, but
Go ahead.
I'm curious, yeah, with the video you presented to Annie's graduation. Can you show the video to us?
Do you want me to share it again? I can do that.
Yeah, can you show the video you presented to Annie's graduation?
Okay, sure, no problem. Just give me a second. Okay, here it goes.
Thank you.
How was that? Oh, you're welcome. Sama-sama.
Yeah, I just imagine that you're going to have some photos of Annie, so that's make me curious. But I couldn't find it, but it's okay. That's good video.
Okay. So I just used remember I was just using the features that we had on Animoto as opposed to using all pictures. Now I have another video right here. This one was created back in 2009. That was my very first one. And I went to a TESOL conference that year. I don't know if you guys would like to watch it. It's a very short one. I think it's 23 seconds. Would you want me to play it?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so here it goes.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're very welcome, Dr. Tari. Yes, as you can see, again, we are using a very basic, very low-stake applications such as Twitter and also Animoto to create these videos and allowing students to own their own learning, to actually build up their own skills, whether they are digital skills, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But again, I insist they are done at a lower stake, a lower level.
Juan, there is a question from Rima. Yeah.
Is it in the chat or?
Yeah. The question is about Twitter application. Can the Twitter application be used in an online learning system? Yeah. I mean, such as Moodle, Google Class, or
Absolutely, absolutely. I believe so. I believe they can. Twitter can be integrated easily because it allows you to use links, which can be added to those platforms you just mentioned and any other, and students can use the account, and they can also set it up in such a way that is private, and by using a particular hashtag, they will also follow and easily find content related to that particular theme and that they're discussing. When I went to that conference back in 2009 in Denver, Colorado, I remember we decided to use a hashtag for our linguistics department at Ohio University, which was called #linguistics OU, Ohio University. And then that way, whatever link, whatever information we learned from the different presentations that took place, we had all this collection, all this information gathered in one place. By using the hashtag, it was a lot easy, very easy to find them. I think somebody's sharing their screen. Professor Rizal. Okay. So yes, I'm going back to that question. I think Twitter can easily be integrated to any platform.
there is a question again from what is it? Azahra. Yeah. Oh, not Azahra. It's from Siti Aziza. Is Animoto videos? Should be. Can Animoto videos be shared in many kinds of social media? It
Absolutely.
looks like Animoto is only suitable for social media. Yeah.
Absolutely. It can be shared to different social media. And as you may remember, when we click the share button, it allows you to share that particular video you created with a lot of social media. As a matter of fact, let me just share my screen to show you the different. Can you all see this? So if I decide to share this, if I click the share button, It allows me to share this with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter link, embed, but there's more. If I click here, I can view some more. So Pinterest, here's WordPress, Tumblr, Blogger, Vimeo, etc. So it's not only one single platform or social media. You can share, you can embed, if you have your own website, you can embed the video right there. Does that answer the question?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Very, very good one.
Yeah. You are still muted, Pak David.
There is a question from Aida. I want to ask about the Twitter level of security for learning. How safe is Twitter used for learning? Thank you.
Well, nowadays, nothing is so safe as to say 100%. As you can see, social networks get hacked. So I would say that acting with caution and setting up the parameters to private kind of diminishes or minimizes the chances of getting unwanted people coming to our educational environment. So again, that's a very good question, and security is one of the concerns of social media nowadays. But again, if we are alert and we use the precaution to set our parameters, our settings to private, chances are that we can use any of these to perfectly work in the learning and educational environment.
Okay, and then from Kutsi, I want to ask about what influence can Twitter have on teaching and learning? How can Twitter enhance students' learning? Okay, from Kutsi.
That's a very good question. And I think that every time we have a new opportunity to get students engaged, that enhances learning. I remember this anecdote from one of my Spanish teachers back in the Dominican Republic, where I come from. And he said that every time he read the newspaper, he had in the back of his head and in his mind, he was always thinking how this article or whatever he saw in the newspaper would enhance my students' ability to think, ability to think differently, to improve their language learning skills, and so on and so forth. So every time we are in front of a new medium, a new media, a new app, we can always look at the positive way and try to get the best out of it. I mean, as an educator, remember, we see an opportunity in everything, a teaching opportunity in everything. So my professor back in those days used the newspaper, and through the newspaper, he was able to bring change and enhance our learning. But nowadays we can use this through the apps.
Okay, I think there is no. Oh, Salsa, yeah. The next question from. Oh, okay. Let me check. Next question from Irfan, yeah. Irfan. Oh, sorry. From Faris, yeah. Can Twitter be the right learning medium, yeah, for students? There are a lot of negative things on Twitter. When we giving lesson to students will actually open up negative things, yeah. Meaning that what about the side, the minus of Twitter, yeah, for teaching. Some are not good enough for students, yeah, to consume. What do you think, Juan Soto?
Thank you for the question. You are right. Especially in the United States, we could see how the former President Donald Trump's Twitter account was banned and was for life. He cannot use Twitter anymore because of the things he said, the lies he spread, and so on and so forth. And the same thing happens with any discovery that takes place. Just to give you an example, back in those days when dynamite was discovered, dynamite users decided that the best way to get through a mountain or a piece of mountain, instead of using their rudimentary tools to open roads to communicate one community with the other, was to use the dynamite to blow up certain part of the mountain and then make tunnels and build railroads and so on and so forth. However, other people see dynamite as a way to destroy other people's lives, right? So there's always two points of view on discoveries, on tools, on inventions. So Twitter has its negative, but also has its positive. The way I've seen it in class, when students have used it, they have used it in a positive way, regardless of the negative side that other people have used it, and we continue to use Twitter for such purposes.
Okay, thank you. And then the next question from Salsa, I think this is similar to the previous questions. And then from Khairul Hamdani, what is your reasons to recommend us to choose Animoto? Oh yeah, there are a lot of applications actually related to video creation. Yeah, Mr. Juan, come on.
So what is my recommendation?
What is your recommendation? Why do you recommend Animoto?
Animoto.
Yeah, not there are not others. Yeah, there are many applications. This is from Khairul Hamdani.
Yes, thank you so much for clarifying the question. Yes, Animoto, one more time, I can say that is a very low stake application where students are not intimidated by creating a very, very large content, but instead they can start low. It's like when you're starting to walk, right? You wouldn't appreciate if your dad or your mom decided to take you to the field and have you run when you're just learning how to walk. So you want to do the baby steps first until you can walk properly, and then you can walk faster, and then you can start running on your own. And then that's how I see Animoto. It's a way to get it to the students so they don't feel intimidated by using technology, number one, and number two, to get them started without having that pressure on their shoulders or that stress of having to produce something with a large content. As we will see later, TikTok then is a different story where you can actually move up and move on and create more content and do more demanding tasks where you have more time even to produce a video that would demand more from the student. So again, Animoto is a low stake tool that I would continue to recommend because it doesn't have you hit the ground running, if you know what I mean. It starts from a very low perspective, very low point of view. And then once you get your hands wet, you can move on and use other tools. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Yeah, Khairul, does it answer the question? Khairul Hamdani?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, Mr. Juan, you can continue with the next presentation on TikTok. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
TikTok. Oh, but let me see if students know what's coming up next. After we have finished with the comments and questions, what do you think is coming next? Anyone, somebody tell me, what do you think is coming next? What is the next slide? Let me test your memory. So after we finish Animoto with the questions and comments, there was something that came up on the next slide. What do you think is coming up on the next slide?
Assignment.
Professor Rizal just said it. Yes, the assignment is coming up, and this assignment, he's thinking with the teacher's mind, with the teacher mind. So yes, the assignment is this. You will create a Twitter account if you don't have one. If you already have one, you don't have to. You would follow one of your colleagues or two or three or how many you prefer. And then you're going to use the hashtag UINELT so that whatever you tweet is within this community, within this group of people. And of course, you're not going to use dynamite to blow up a building, but to construct, okay? Hopefully that's the way we're going to use it. Then tweet and tell us how you can apply this app in your class. So that's the main part where you have to tell us how to apply this app in your class. And again, Professor Rizal is going to share with you the Google form link to share the tweet with us. So please, Professor Rizal, share that link with the students or the participants in the chat.
Actually, I'm not the professor, Mr. Juan. I'm only the lecturer.
You're a lecturer. Okay, I'm a lecturer too, but people call me professor. And sometimes I just have to call me Juan.
Yeah, this is the link. Yeah, I share.
Awesome. Terima kasih. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, the last part. Our last session has to do with TikTok, also called Douyin in China. And again, I say Selamat datang to our last session, our last part of the session 1. And again, our motto is an educator sees a teaching opportunity in everything. So keep that in mind all the time. So what is TikTok? TikTok is one of the most recent apps and one of the most popular apps that have come out. Started in China and then made its way Professor Rizal, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm hearing some noise. If somebody can mute their microphone, that would.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yes, so established in 2016, you can use either the web on your computer or use it as an app. You can use private or public, you can set it up. It is a free account. Here you can record from 15 seconds to 3-minute videos. And again, it's a very popular social network, especially for teenagers.
Mr. Juan, did you share the PowerPoint? We didn't see anything here.
Oh, wow. Hold on a second.
Just share the PowerPoint.
Thank you so much. I was looking at my own PowerPoint presentation, which is not. Can you see my presentation now?
Yes. That's
My
it
bad.
now.
My bad. I'm sorry. It's probably what they call diminishing return when you're getting to the end of of the presentation, and then you start declining. Anyways, so here's the thing. TikTok, one of the most popular applications that have come out in the market. This one established in 2016 in China. You can use it for free. Again, they also monitor your posts, and depending on the content, your post can be removed or can be banned for life or suspended for a certain period of time, just the same way they do it with Twitter. For this, you can use 15-second to 3-minute videos. So here's, you have more time. Again, if you have more time, chances are that you will have more content involved. And that's why when we started with Animoto, with a 30-second video, well, was that probably not too much, but now it is more demanding in terms of content. It is a very popular social network, and people have used it to create comedy, music, and people have also used it for educational videos. So in our case, since we are educators, instructors, teachers, lecturers, we want to use it for educational purposes. People have used it for fun mostly, and like lip sync singing, where you are not actually singing, but the music in the background is playing and the original singer is singing, and you just kind of mimicking the song. This app can be used to remove some stress from any particular part of the semester they're going through, whether it is close to the final exams or close to the midterms, or when there is a situation that has stressed people out a lot. So it's a good idea to kind of break the ice and bring in some humor, where teachers can do this, students can do this, and they can share this together. TikTok uses artificial intelligence, so it keeps track of your likes and will bring you content related to what you like on previous videos. You can also have, it also has features where you can react to a post. You can do duet video, where you have a video in the background and you can also record yourself. You can save your preferences, such as videos. You can also go live on TikTok, and you can also use the draft feature, which means you can go ahead and start creating a video, and if you're not done, you got interrupted for some reason, you can keep that draft and come back and work on it later. So once again, what are the pedagogical takes on this? Well, you can improve digital skills, one more time. You can enhance listening and speaking skills, as well as the reading and writing. You can stimulate critical thinking skills, and you can also promote decision-making skills. Okay, so that said, again, you would want to sign up and create your free account by going to tiktok.com. You can log in either using a QR code. You can also use your email account if you're going to use a particular email, but you can also log in or create your account or link it to Facebook, to Google, to your Twitter account, to your Apple account. On the right, you can see that Juan Soto picture. Oh, wait a minute. Who's that? Does anybody know this guy? He's got my same name, Juan Soto.
You see Juan Soto?
Yes, that's Juan Soto.
Oh, I see.
What sports do you think he played, Mr. Rizal?
Baseball, is that right?
It is correct. Yes, yes, that is baseball. And just to give you a hint, he's my nephew. And right now he's a very, very good hitter and popular in that and the baseball in the major leagues. All right, so but that said, let's just move on and let's have a look at our, excuse me, one account. where you can see how people have used this TikTok application to teach, right? So they have come up with something like using videos where they have animals like whales and other animals that you name it, to teach students about science. This other video on the right is a math teacher, and she promotes herself, Megan Lee, as a fun teacher. So students are not afraid of math, which is kind of a universal truth. A lot of people actually do not want to study math. They're afraid of it. But this teacher with a TikTok account kind of make it more approachable to the students. Again, she's trying to meet the students in that middle ground to get them engaged. And once they are engaged, they are more likely to participate and to do what needs to be done. So again, using dynamite to build roads, to construct as opposed to destruct. When you use TikTok, you can like, comment, and share. And by doing that, you would see that on the right-hand side of the picture, you can see they have this heart for like, you have this speech bubble for comments, and to share, they have that arrow that you pretty much know. Once you click on the share, you can embed this into a website, our blog. You can share it through WhatsApp, Twitter, Pinterest, Reddit, Facebook, or simply copy the link and share it via email, or share it through a chat on any platform. Again, when we look at TikTok, we're looking at a greater opportunity to share content that was probably kind of limited when we used TikTok. Once again, terima kasih, comments and questions.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? But before students, I think there is some questions relating to TikTok, yeah, from Nurul Fadila. Yeah, are you also TikTok content creator, Mr. Juan?
I am not. I am not. I do have an account. I have followed certain people, but I am not a content creator. No, not myself. Are you?
No, I don't have the account. What about Nurul Fadila? Do you have the? Are you a content creator in TikTok? Nurul Fadila?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you, Dr. Juan. Actually, I usually ask my students to learn from TikTok, the learning content about studying English. But unfortunately, I'm not also a content creator about that kind of things. Yeah, unfortunately, maybe someday we can learn and discuss about this, and share how to make a good content in TikTok. So our students not only learn from other people, but from their lectures also. Yeah, thank you.
I'm so happy you mentioned that, and I appreciate your comment. And again, I'm not a doctor yet. I'm on my way, but you can call me Juan. That's okay. But you see how you're encouraging your students to use the application to learn. So this is what our educators do, and this is my motto, and this is what I've been saying from slide 1. We see an opportunity of teaching in everything. So if we have this new app, we can use it to engage our students in their learning in a way that they will benefit from it. Even if we are not creators of that content, we are promoting learning through the use of this app. And I believe that's a great thing you're doing when you do that with your students. I really appreciate your input.
Definitely agree, Mr. Juan. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Juan, there's another question from Azahra. Oh, sorry, not from Azahra first. Let me, there are many questions here. Salsa, yeah. Does TikTok have a copyright like YouTube? Yeah. How to avoid missing TikTok videos? Because it said my friend has a problem where the TikTok videos disappear by itself. Yeah. Come on.
Based on the literature and based on what I have learned about TikTok, you know, they started back in 2016 and still they're kind of making some mistakes. And I have noticed that among the comments, they have accidentally deleted certain accounts, but then they have restored the content back to the user and the TikToker. So I would assume that there might be some isolated cases where they have made that mistake. But if the user gets in contact with them, chances are if there's no foul doing, if there was nothing wrong, they will just restore their account and the content as well.
Mr. Juan from Pululut, yeah. Would you please share the teaching activities to promote critical thinking in Twitter or TikTok making? Yeah, and love to hear some examples. Yeah, Mr. Juan.
You said, I'm sorry, go back to the question. It says a critical thinking.
Would you please share the teaching activities to promote critical thinking in Twitter or TikTok making? Yeah, actually, what you share, TikTok in general. Yeah, what it means. So you can give examples, yeah, of teaching activities to promote critical thinking in TikTok and or Twitter.
Absolutely. One sample that comes to mind is when you have students work in groups and you assign them a particular topic. For instance, this month we're celebrating Latin heritage in the United States. So they dedicate the whole month to celebrate the Hispanic heritage. In doing that, you can assign this topic to students with some specific questions where they have to come up with certain representative of Latin American countries that best represent what Latinos are in this country or in the world. And by having them work in groups, they do have to come up with some decision making, and they have to think critically whom they will choose, why they would choose so and so and not so and so. So by having that example, I think you are promoting that critical thinking skill as in the terms of that when they make a decision, they have to justify it. It's not only, oh, okay, let me just pick this and this, but I have to investigate. I have to do my research. I have to go ahead and learn why I am making that decision, why I am critically choosing this particular representation and not the other. Does that answer your question?
Pululut, does it answer the questions? Pululut?
Sure. Thank you, Principal, for sharing that lovely ideas.
Okay, thank you. Next question, Mr. Juan from Azahra. Can you recommend any an account for us to for learning through TikToks, especially English learning to TikToks, where we have recommended account on this?
Well, TikTok is one account, right? So, and I don't see how that would differ from one for teachers, one for business, one for others. It all depends on the use you give to that account. If you use your account to promote teaching, then it'll be a teaching account, and that could be used for learning. Of course, a lot of videos that you can find on TikTok, as I mentioned before, has to do with comedy and music and so on and so forth. And as I said, also, you can use some of these videos to break the ice or to get out of a stressful situation, to remove some stress from students' shoulders as those times when they're approaching to the midterms or the final exams, just to bring in some fun. However, even though we see that fun part on TikTok, we can use it for teaching purposes as well, as we could see the example of teacher Megan and others that use it for teaching science. We can use it for those purposes, and it's on us to give the application that particular orientation. Does that make sense? I think I'm losing my voice here. Sorry.
Okay. Does it answer the question, Azahra? Azahra, does it answer the questions? Or we go to the next question, yeah, from Minka Faiza. Yeah. I want to ask about the use of features in social media you have mentioned. Can it be used as the platform to know student understanding, maybe like quiz or assignment, not only as teaching platform media? I don't understand this question. So. Minka Faiza, what do you mean by this question, sir? Minka,
yes, sir.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I don't understand.
as we know that we can share the knowledge, we can share the material in social media, but can social media be used to give students assignment like quiz or something like that, sir?
Oh, I see. Yeah, thank you. Mr. Juan, can we use the social media for teachers' assignment? That's the question.
Yeah. I think the clarification came right on point. Thank you so much. Minka is her name?
Minka Faiza. Yeah.
Okay, Faiza. Miss Faiza, thank you for clarifying. Yes, absolutely. As you remember, we can use Twitter to do polls, and polls are a perfect way to quiz students, whether it is a true-false question, whether it is a ranking, multiple choice quiz you can give them, and you can get instant results. Okay, so that way you can get those results right back at you. Again, you would use a hashtag that identifies the particular exercise you're dealing with, and everybody would use that hashtag, and you would easily collect the results by looking at their responses to the poll. The poll is a perfect way to quiz students, and that can be used as one of the activities. Again, I wouldn't recommend to use the platforms, I mean, the apps we just mentioned today as a platform, as a substitute of a platform, such as a learning management system like Blackboard or Moodle, but use it as a complement, to create activities that would enhance students' skills. I know there is a lecturer in Maryland, and she once flew into the Dominican Republic looking for a professor who could actually have her class and my class, or that professor's class, interact with each other. And we used Facebook as the platform And that group was created as a private group, so nobody else had access to this except for students from the Dominican Republic and the United States, in this particular case, from Maryland State. And they started texting each other, so they were kind of practicing their reading and writing skills. And then they started using the webcam and they started interacting orally. They started interacting orally, so they started practicing their listening and speaking skills. I think Fadila is trying to say something. Okay, thank you. So as I mentioned, then we used this this particular platform such as Facebook to create that additional class, or it ran along with our own course for the semester, and students were able to practice the skills they wanted to. In this case, they wanted to practice Spanish and English. So they actually set up the time that if they were going to be online for 1 hour through Facebook, they could practice 30 minutes in Spanish and then 30 minutes in English. Again, this was monitored by the teacher in the United States and by me in the Dominican Republic. So we use that platform. But again, we can use the applications we have mentioned today as ways to enhance what you already have on your platform, your learning management system, whether it is Blackboard, Classroom, Google Classroom, or Moodle or Blackboard. I hope that answered your question.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Faiza.
Okay, there's no other questions, Mr. Juan. And oh yeah, I just wonder, yeah, do what is it? Students, yeah, in university, especially your students, yeah, make use of social media, yeah, for teaching learning process. Mr. Juan, does it happen in the classroom, especially in your classroom?
If they have used social media in my classroom?
No, I'm not. What I want to know is, do students, yeah, use, and also lecturers use the social media for teaching learning process, for example, for the assignment, and then for teaching materials, yeah, or quiz? Okay, Mr. Juan.
Yes, thank you for the question. Thank you for clarifying it. Okay.
Yeah, you can continue.
That's all right. So yes, I have seen other colleagues at Ostos Community College where they have used social media as one way to have students create content that is available not only for the class, but for other people out there to see. The particular case that comes to mind is a literature professor who uses blogs, and as a media, he has students publish their work on their blog. They are part of the assignments, but they're also available for anyone to see. So they make this public to everyone, and they actually can see the content that was created by the students in the classroom. Yes.
Yeah, I think blogs is very popular, yeah, for let's say for students, yeah, especially they can have you know, their writing, yeah, in groups, yeah, and then they post it in their blogs, yeah. But what comes to my mind is, what about Twitter? What about TikTok? What about Animoto? Yeah, for example, for assignments and then quizzed, and then for teaching materials. Yeah, that's what I wonder.
Again, I have used Animoto in my class where students do develop the video, and they have worked in groups, and then they do the mini presentations when they have to stand up in the classroom, talk about the video they produced, how they produced it, why they produced it, why they picked the pictures they chose, and then present the video. And after that, they stand up and stay there for a question and answer session. So by doing this, by using Animoto, I'm evaluating their presentation skills. I'm evaluating their listening and speaking skills, and while they're using the resource to do their presentation.
And
again, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You can continue.
Yes, and then in terms of Twitter, and that when we first started, we started with only 140 characters. So this was one way to kind of get them brainstorm on one particular topic. And because they are writing and reading each other's posts on Twitter, they are also given points for doing this activity, which could be, as I just mentioned, a brainstorm activity where you want to encourage students to come up with ideas and then refine them later to see if they can refocus or concentrate their best ideas to further develop writing.
Do you give feedbacks to, let's say, to students, work, and how can a lecturer give feedbacks, on let's say Twitter, TikTok, and Animoto? That's a one.
How can the lecturers get feedback?
Yes.
Well, as you can see on the assignment that I have created, and which is coming up on the next slide, by using Google Form, I collect what students have produced, whether it is a TikTok video or an Animoto video or a tweet, because from there, from my account, then I'll be able to see what they produced. But on this particular form, I am collecting the students' production, and then I can go ahead and evaluate what they produced, not only from the technical aspect where they are developing their digital skills, but also from the linguistic aspects, because now I can see what they wrote. I can also hear what they said, and I can evaluate that as an instructor.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Rizal. And that brings us up to the next slide. As you might have guessed, this is the assignment. And then we ask you to create a TikTok account if you don't have one yet, by going to tiktok.com, use the music and the pictures from TikTok, use the hashtag UINELT, and then post a comment saying how you can apply this app in your class. And finally, share that information through our Google form, and I would invite Mr. Rizal to share that link in the chat, so participants can.
Yeah, I think
it's already posted.
Is it the right?
Awesome.
Okay. Oh, I think this is not Animoto. Yeah, actually, this is for
TikTok. That's the third link I sent you. I sent you 3 links, right?
Yes.
One for each app. If you were just wondering, coming up next week is session 2, and we're going to be dealing with Kahoot, just kind of a gaming quiz tool, and Google Forms, which you guys started, you're going to start using today, and Google Docs as a writing tool. That is going to be Friday, October 1st, my time, 9 p.m. And see you soon.
Okay.
Mr. Rizal, do you have any other concern? I think we didn't give anybody a break, the 10-minute break.
Right. Yeah.
And I was just wondering if they're tired or they still want to continue asking questions. I don't mind. I mean, I'm here. I see that most of you are still here. 250 participants. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I think
250. And also on Twitter, we have around 40 students on YouTube. I mean, on YouTube, we share this on YouTube as well. Yeah.
Awesome. We appreciate that. We appreciate that coverage. And I appreciate your presence. All of your presences here make me happy and make me, I feel honored and humbled to be among all of you. And I again thank Annie Sundasiya for being the link, the contact that put us together. We became great friends while we were at Ohio University, getting our master's degree. And after we graduated, we continued in contact. And you can see the result is that she has put me in contact with Dr. Taruya and Mr. Rizal. And through them, through you guys, I am here humbly sharing what I know, what I like. And again, I'm not an expert. I'm just a learner like you all are.
Okay, thank you. And we still have, it's about 8 minutes. Yeah, 8 minutes. Yeah, before we end this webinar. I think if some of the students still have any questions, yeah, you may raise questions. And I'd like to inform to the class. This is actually, I'm the lecturer of the subject of language teaching medium, Mr. Juan. And I want to announce that my students that next Monday, usually we have a class, and we will, postpone the class for next Monday, and you have the assignment. We have the same assignment. I mean, 3, you have to submit the assignment to Mr. Juan and also the assignment to me. You see, all of my students, So in the Moodle website, in e-learning, Wali Songo, you have to submit in online discussion, I think. So we can discuss, your, your Twitter and then your
Animoto movie.
And Animoto movies, Okay.
And the TikTok video as well.
Okay. Let me.
That's great. So I think we are on the same mindset. We are thinking that our students need to reinforce what they learn, and the best way to do that is by completing an assignment. Well, I gave you the tools. You have a hammer, the nails, the wood. Now go ahead and build the house.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, so don't forget, to submit your assignment to Mr. Juan and also to me, in the Moodle website, in the learning website. Okay, any more questions, class?
I'm here.
Okay, come on.
Any final thoughts too? They don't have to be questions all the time.
About TikTok.
Yes, go ahead.
So in 15, 18 years ago, there was dancing plague. So today in TikTok, many people call dancing syndrome. So how to quit, how to omit the mindset that as a students, because we need a positive thinker and a mindset. So how to omit the negative mindset? Okay, thank you.
I appreciate your comment and slash question. Yeah, originally, TikTok was that. It was a dancing by musical .ly is what they actually had, and this dancing studio was what they had this app for. It has become popular because so many teenagers have used it and so many celebrities have used it and continue to use it. Again, we use hashtags, and through those hashtags, we can go ahead and add our grain of salt. We can add our 2 cents, our positive part, by creating that educational aspect that other teachers, other educators have also contributed with. So we can do that by using our hashtags and creating our own videos that deal with educational activities, that deal with positive thoughts, as opposed to what might be understood as negative. But again, you have the tool in your hands, and that tool can be used positively or negatively. It is all up to you. And once again, as I stated, my motto is an educator sees an opportunity in everything. So if you can see that as an opportunity to do well, to do good, take advantage of it and go for it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Juan, and also to all of students and participants. Yeah, actually, Mr. Juan, we have, yeah, come on.
Sorry for interrupting. Could you remind the participants to complete the attendance list before ending this session?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the link has been shared in chat room.
Yeah. Okay, please fill the form, yeah, for your attendance, yeah, and you will get a certificate, yeah, here. And Mr. Juan, actually, the participants, yeah, are not from Win Wali Songo Semarang, yeah, but from other universities as well, yeah. There's yeah, other universities. So
what other universities are those, if I may know?
Yeah.
What other universities are those?
Win Malang, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Malang, and then Lok Sumawe, and
okay.
Yeah, I don't really.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Some from.
I am from Win Makassar.
Oh yeah, Win Makassar, also from Win Makassar. So from other part of Makassar, Lok Sumawe, that is in, you know, Papua, the western part of Indonesia.
Okay.
Yeah. I think this is the last. I mean the. We'd like to say thank you, yeah, to Mr. Juan, and we'll see you again next week. Yeah.
Well,
terima
kasih.
Makasih ya. Saya ucapkan terima kasih for your.
Sama-sama.
Sama-sama. Okay, I think
kurang 1 menit.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 menit. Okay.
So bye-bye everyone. Thank you so much for having me, and I'll see you next week.
Okay. But here, Mr. Juan.
Yes, I'm still here.
1 minute, yeah, before 10 p.m. What time is it in your EST?
It is 11 p.m. In 30 seconds, it'll be 11 p.m.
Oh, 11 p.m. So it's
that would be my
time
bedtime.
to go to bed. Time to go to bed. Okay, now it's 10 o'clock. Yeah. I think that's all. Yeah, Putaruya, we can close our webinar. And for all participants, don't forget to fill the attendance list. Yeah, fill out the attendance list, and you get the certificate in your email. And also, okay, I think that's all, Mr. Juan, and see you again next week. Goodbye.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
Mr. Juan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for having me.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mr. Juan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Terima
sir.
kasih.
My pleasure.
Terus suwun.
Sama-sama.
Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih kembali.
Oke, saya tutup.